All right, let's go to the class. Can we see my notes, my slides? Tepe rujeti ishe yesterday. Silishkam grom katam. Utebe live televisor and everything. Okay, so are you ready, my brother?
I am, sir.
Is it on?
It is on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay. If you know the algorithm, you can build any system.
So that's the idea now. We want to go into system building. How to be able to build systems, because and it has to start with formula, algorithm. And what do we find algorithms from? Where does algorithm come from, or formulas? Where?
From laws and principles.
Laws and principles. So here we go.
Anyone can build systems. Systems must be used instead of emotions.
Stop. Anyone can build systems. Let's settle that. We don't have geniuses. Geniuses are not born. The womb of genius is hard work. So anybody who will be able to work hard will become a genius. Okay? So anyone can build a system.
Anyone can build systems. Systems must be used instead of emotions to solve a problem.
Another condition for system building, for you to really become a systemic person or somebody that is able to build systems, you need to consciously take the decision not to be a sentimental person. That is where our country now has trouble. Because everything is sentiment. You need to consciously take a decision not to be emotional. How do you do that? You need to subtract and eject yourself from any matter that is happening, any event. So you need to, whenever any event is going on, you need to just withdraw yourself and just be using your eyes and your mind and your brain to assess what's going on, but not get your emotions involved. So you just shut down emotions and feelings. That is one of the ways. There are a lot of tricks. I have books on emotions. I'm going to release them sometime this year. But but this is the basic thing you have to do. Whenever anything is happening, you must just go ahead and withdraw yourself, as if you are watching TV, or as if you are just watching something happening that doesn't affect you. You die. You emotionally shut down yourself. Die to the reality of what's going on. But you let your mind process it. Otherwise, you will never be able to become a system building person. What will happen is that your emotion will be getting on the way. And once your emotions are getting on the way, you are lost. You are always going to be at it. You are not going to be objective enough to be able to. You need to be cool and collected for you to be able to build systems. Because if you have emotions, the formulas, the laws and principles, they are not emotional. But if you have emotion, you will not like what you are saying. So you will not be objective. And your emotions will always be disturbing you from agreeing with the reality of things that are on the ground that you say. So for example, I said something like, only God can save Nigeria is a myth. Forget about it. I have a whole book on that. Only God can save Nigeria. What a myth. You need to be highly unemotional. You need to be not sentimental to be able to judge that objectively. Otherwise, you can't. You will get angry. You will get irritated. You will get provoked. You will be thinking they are putting God down. That's what emotion does for you. And you will never learn truth. So emotion will stand on your way of learning truth. Emotion will stand on your way of getting... For example, have you heard of people saying there are killings of Christians in Nigeria? Yeah. And that because there are killings of Christians, so everybody must talk. In my country, what matters is that you talk and condemn something. Even though that your talk doesn't bring solution, no. Nobody is thinking of that solution at that particular time. The fact that you are condemning what is happening, hey, you are the hero. But the fact that that will not lead to anything, the people don't care. That is later. People don't care about that. Now, you need to talk. That's why politicians like Dino Melaye and people like that are popular. Because emotion, they feed into the emotion of people. So there are people now who condemn me that I am not condemning enough, or I'm not even condemning at all, according to them, the killings of Christians. But they don't know that they are not right. During the Buhari, right now, there are even more killings of Muslims going on. But Christians are not making noise about that. Do you know that in Zamfara and Kaduna, they are killing a lot of Muslims too? These are just bandits. It's not about some government killing Christians. Because they are killing Christians and Muslims. So to blame the government for killing Christians only, so if you want to condemn killings, then let's be objective about it. But for you to be cool and collected like that and come to that conclusion, unless you don't live in Nigeria. Because by the time you look at the news, 2 days or 1 week, your mind, they've already wired you up. You're already repeating what everybody is saying. Because our news reports and our discussion on television is all geared towards your emotion. Everything is about your emotion. So they are not encouraging you to use your faculties, critical thinking. So when you are not talking now, they condemn you. And if you, a lot of sentiments in our country. Okay, those things like I was talking about, that people who say their people are corrupt, you shouldn't prosecute them, and you shouldn't send them to, shouldn't prosecute them because that party. Even a government cannot fight corruption now in Nigeria. Because if you try to fight it, they will say it is your opponents or whatever they call it. Political opposition that you are, they will just hang something to it. Because that person is from that other party, they will say it's because of the party. Then they will be telling you, what about these other ones that are not persecuted and it's your party? But they will not tell you other ones that were prosecuted in your party. But Nigerians don't just know how to use logics and analysis. And that's one of the reasons why we lack and we are weak in systems. Because if you are just going to be emotional like that, forget system. And forget system building. So see the number 2 point there. Okay. Systems must be used instead of emotions. So whenever you have emotions, if you would know that you are looking for solutions and answers to attain goals and to solve problems, learn to just detach yourself from your emotions. For example, I'm going to show you another example now, which is very emotional for me. And I'm a very emotional person because I'm Nigerian too. But I've got to work on myself and always constantly detach myself. Can you believe it that I don't have a house in Nigeria? And the reason I don't have a house in Nigeria is that I went there like 5 times with money to buy a house. The first time, by the time I traveled from airport, Ikeja, to Lekki or wherever they wanted me to buy the house, I saw so much devastation. I'm going to die if I'm going to buy a house in that place. Because before I get to my house, I'm having a heart attack. I mean, so much devastation, dirt, and, garbage, and houses that are not even presentable, poor people. And you want me to go and put 200,000 or 300,000 for a house, and people are living, cannot even go $1. I came back. The second time they say, there's a new place. They call it VCG or something. VC something. VGC. VGC, yeah. They took me there, same thing. But because you have to travel, it's not a helicopter now. You have to see all kind of people. And then I will be coming through hell. Then I will go get myself into a mansion or into a paradise. It doesn't work out that way. For me, I mean, it's not possible. I would rather go into a hotel. But my conscience cannot deal with that. So what I'm saying is that I had to withdraw my emotions. Everybody, my village, we have family houses in Nigeria. I have village where I grew up in Domila. I've not done my family house. Yes. I've not repaired my family house. I've not built anything there. Nothing. Just the way I grew up 40 years ago. That's the way it is. And you know why? Because I am waiting until I will be able to go and build a house for everybody in that village. Because I'm not going to, I'm going to put something for my family house, big $1 million house, and then everybody in the village is living in shacks. I mean, what I'm trying to say is lessons of how to detach yourself from sentiments is not easy for me. These are not very easy things for me. So people will go to Idomila now, to my village, and see just everything in devastation, and they will say, Sunday Adelaja is from this village, nothing is not there. But they don't know the way I think and what I am about. But I have to detach myself from that. And if you are from Nigeria, you know what relatives mean. Oh, relatives, letters, village people, community. Oh my God. Especially when you're on TV every day, people are seeing you. I had to detach myself from that emotion because of greater things that I know, greater value that I know. I'm going to repair all the houses in the village. They are just about 100 or 40 or something else. So we're going to rebuild everybody. Everybody's going to get a villa. Then I'm happy. The same thing with me, with my wife here, when we had this house, before we got this house, Pastor Boss said she just needed a house like a wife, because we were living in an apartment, small apartment, and we started there when we had one kid. Now we're having 3 kids, so it's became small. We waited for 15 years because I said no, we'll gather money until we could get it. Because I don't get that philosophy. How can I get 4-bedroom house and 1 room for the guests? So you have 1 toilet, you'll be going to the wait. The guests will be waiting till you come out of toilet. Then later on, maybe you will come out and go out. I mean, 1 room for guests. You know that philosophy? You have this out 3-bedroom or 4-bedroom, and then 1 room for the guests. Big, big deal. Kindness. Ooh, charity. And I said, no, that doesn't fit in my philosophy. You are blessed to be a blessing. So we are going to build a house that will be able to take as many people as possible, anytime, any day, not just guests, church members, anybody. Same with Nigeria. So I don't have a house in Idomila, in Ijebu, in Lagos. I don't have a car. I don't have anything. Because until I'm able to come back to fix the whole country, then my conscience is at first of all, I will start with Domila for God, but not just my own father's house, for everybody's house. Then we'll go to Nigeria. I could get a place to stay when I know that I'm already making provision for everybody else. So I'm building systems, suffering all the insults and all the emotional attachment and getting myself detached so that I could be able to do something sustainable when I can afford it. I don't know if you are getting what I'm talking about, but yeah. But the only thing is that I'm saying I have emotions too, and it's not easy. So, but building system is not one day. For example, for me to build this house, I needed to wait 15 years. But if I had just wanted to build my own house, I would have built it in the 5th year. Another 10 years, we had to wait just to gather money. Same also with Nigeria right now. I would have built so when I didn't buy that house in Lagos, I gathered the money and I sent the whole money because I wanted to get my conscience at peace. So I sent that money to go and use it for microfinance bank. So we created a microfinance bank to give so that I will know that even if I buy something later on, at least I know I'm doing something for the poorest of the poorest. I don't know if you are getting my idea. So, but then I couldn't go back to now buy the house because the people I gave the money for microfinance, they run it for 1 year and they said and disappeared. And these are pastors. So anyway, so I have to now. I don't want to do anything until I'm there. So, but they say economy, something happened and the economy get bad and everything. But that's $500,000. Not even $1 came back. Okay. So, but the whole idea is that if you want to, if because of what I know through systems, and if I will have patience, and I will, take my time to build system to really bring lasting solution for as many people as possible, I can do it. I know I can do it. But the pressure is the emotion. I mean, my wife, she doesn't. The same thing. We don't have anything for our family too. We are all waiting because we are busy getting ready for everybody to make everybody happy. And that is not easy when you are married also, but when my wife got this house, she was happy now. But you needed to have the patience to, to even understand the philosophy. So the same with Nigeria, we're going to do it like that too. But I'm saying our people, for example, they want me to respond about the Benue killing Kaduna of Christians. But I'm not responding like that. I just come and talk. Okay, I talk, everything went. For me, that doesn't make sense again. I mean, I told you how God operates. When he created all the system, you remember the systems we mentioned? The enchronological system, the solar system, all the systems, they are always in systems. No, they are always self-sustaining, predictable, stable, not needing any external help. They are always automatic, all this. So for me to just come and talk and then go ahead and do my stuff, I'm betraying what I know. It's a betrayal of myself. It's a betrayal of the truth that I know. Okay, I say, okay, they kill Kaduna. For me to do that, I have to come up with solution. I would rather keep quiet right now, develop a program, a solution, or a relationship, build a system of ending that thing. Rather than, for example, I've built a system now whereby we are going to go and give succor and big help to all the people that were displaced, either they are Muslims or Christians. Because I'm not talking, but I'm building a system that will provide for all the people that are displaced. For me, I think that is what everybody should be doing. But people just want the emotional part of it, that just talk and then go ahead and just leave and forget about it. Me, I cannot do that again. My truth that I know, if you have listened to the Truth series, I speak truth to myself. And my truth that I've known now doesn't permit me to behave like that. Even though I'm getting enemies. People are saying you don't care. People are saying you have Muslim agenda. People are saying you don't understand. You are not supporting. Because they just want me to talk. But to me now, I cannot just do anything like this, and I'm not going to follow you through the result is going to get. No, it's going to generate. Any action that I do must have a chain of value chain. It must have a chain reaction of continuous chain reaction of positive effect, outcome. Not just one bang thing and it just dies off and everybody forgets. I cannot live like that anymore. Everything I do, you see, is in systems. If I start a topic, to teach about a topic, it's a system. I continue until I've reached the end of that thing. I cannot just do one topic and just put it there and say I've done the topic on Holy Spirit. That's not, I cannot just write one book and say, okay, I'm done. But I write a book I don't start with systems. I write on questioning first, for example. Or I write on something that will just prepare you to get to this one. So before I go to this system topic that we're doing now, I had done questioning, I had done conversion, I had done planning. So I built, so that when I now come with this, if you have followed me, it will be much easier for you now to understand where we're going. Yeah. So that's how any work, any action that I take, as consequences, as chain reaction of positive effects. So that's the way all of us should live. So we should put all our actions into system. So for example, if I start to do live broadcast, I don't just do when I have mood. It has to be either I have mood or I don't have mood, either I'm sick or I'm well. I never fail. You never see that it don't come out unless it's technical. It has to always be constant, predictable, constant, stable, and you know what to expect. So that for me is. So some people just come out and say, "Oh, I did last Monday. When we do next, I don't know. It could be Thursday or Friday." What are you? But you are not programming your ear. You are not setting a system for them to be predictable. I don't know if you are, but if you know that okay, it's every week, just every Monday, but it's at the same time every Monday, then you're setting them at a system of predictability. Yeah, I don't know if you are getting it. So, for example, some people save money, but they don't do it in system. Somebody will save money and save $500 this month. And next month he will say only $5 I could afford. It's not bad, it's better than nothing. But if you really want to get result, let's make it $5, but make it every month. Constant. Or constantly increasing. Then you can predict results. I'm trying to talk about systems that detach your emotions from you. If you want to build systems, you need to deal with that emotion and sentiments. So the sentiment of getting a house in my village would have canceled the whole larger thing that I want to do. The sentiment of getting my father's house or repaired or just for pride's sake, that ego thing in Nigeria. If I have done that, it will have destroyed my philosophy. But when I do it, maybe it's going to be a bigger one. But for the whole village, all houses, it's going to pass different message than when they will be hating me and cursing me that I built and I didn't notice them. And that's what is happening in Nigeria. Everybody's been in a mansion, not noticing anybody else, and people are cursing them anyway. They might not know about it, but they are getting their curses. Because they don't think about other people. So, but in my country, a lot of my people, we do things out of emotions and out of sentiments. So I'm trying to get this message to you. I don't know how you will get it or not. But we need, if you want to be able to build system, switch off that emotion. Switch off that sentiment. Let your eyes be open to know what you want to study. Do research. Get the laws and the principles. Use your head. Only calculations. More like when in the West here, when you go to work. When we go to work, it's totally different than when we go to church. But in church, you are very buoyant and expressive, and you are the dancer, you are the this and the steps and the dress and everything. But why is it that you don't have that when you go to work? In Nigeria, at home, everybody is like that too everywhere. But in the West, at work, you are professional. System demands it. The system demands it. So why are you not bringing the emotions to the workplace and the sentiments? You can't. You are going to be looked at strangely and then they will fire you. They say you are not qualified to work there. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. So when you think of system, think about it as if you are approaching professional work, professional job or something like that, where nobody cares for your feelings and nobody cares for your emotions and nobody cares for your sentiments. Go professional. Like for example, in Nigeria, we have the eastern part of Nigeria, the Igbos. You see, they are losing out in Nigerian politics right now. Yeah. And the reason is because of sentiment. Oh, something happened 30 years ago, we went to war, oh, Hausa did this. Hey, play politics, my dear. Yeah, remove emotions. Remove sentiments. Be pragmatic. That is it. That is what system demands from you. System demands from you pragmatism, not emotionalism. Okay, so number 1 point is anybody can build systems. Number 2 point is that systems must be used to solve problems, not emotions. Please, I beg you. And that also could be a little difference between men and women. You remember at home, or even here in the West, anywhere in the world, when anything happens in the family, somebody died, the father dies or the mother dies, the women are like ice cream that eat the water, that eat fire, smelted. The women are falling down and crying and weeping, but the men have that stability. They have that tendency to think things through. They are the ones who will go and buy arrange the funeral and clean, carry the body. The men. See, that's kind of thing I'm talking about. But if the men had been the same as the women, everybody will just be crying and the body will be smelling and melting away somewhere there. Because you've got to get rid of them. Somebody's got to get rid of the emotion and go and do something. So, problems must be solved. Problems must be resolved, detaching yourself from emotions and sentiments. If you want to achieve your goals also, you must put your feet on the ground. Be pragmatic about it. Be less emotional. Plan, calculate, build a system, and just routinely follow it through. That is how to get results in life. Just like when I was in the university, can you imagine? You girls got to university first year, and some people, foolish, look at them. They are falling in love. All those who fell in love the first year, second year, even third year, they are nowhere to be found now. How should you be falling in love when you went to school? So, when you went to study? Because they said, we'll just marry because we love one another, we'll do this. Then, without even planning it, they get pregnant. Because only foolish people follow emotions like that. Know your priority system. Get the emotion out of the way. My priority now is to school. I came here to go to school. Finish. Let me finish that one first. Then when we finish that one, we'll go and talk about whether I'm in love or I'm not in love. Because once that love gets into it, you discover that love is blind. It will blind you. You become blind very fast. And then they will discover that there's nowhere to live. And then they will discover that, they are living in dormitory. And then there's no mother here, no more. You got scholarship. You couldn't even sponsor yourself. Scholarship. So what will you tell people who give you scholarship? Give scholarship to my wife too. What is happening? But when people make themselves slaves of emotions and sentiments, they are most likely going to be losers in life. So my children, they know all these things I'm telling you right now. Somebody was telling Perez is our son, because he just graduated, by the way, from with his law degree. So somebody was joking with him and said, you are now a bachelor of law. So when is the marriage? When is the woman or whatever? When is girlfriend or whatever? Yeah. But he doesn't understand it. He doesn't understand Yoruba. But somebody was asking, when is the girl? When is the fiance, girlfriend or something? And he said, what? I know, I've been taught well. My mom and dad have taught me that if you go and get a relationship with any girl, this one is not your household. You didn't build it. You didn't build it. So you don't have a room here. The one you had, it was because you were our son. But if you want to go and get yourself hooked up somewhere, make sure you make your money. It have to be your money. Make sure you build your house first. You have enough to take care of her, even if she will never work. Before you even think of approaching her. That's what he was telling people. He was telling people like that. 21-year-old boy was telling adults like that. Until I buy a house, until I have a car, and until I have enough savings and enough income to know that I can take care of her ongoing. Even if she would never work, I'm not even going to look for any girl or relationship. Oh. You think he doesn't have testosterone or what do you call this? Testosterone. I think he does because he's a big guy. He might have a lot of them, but testosterone is there. But he knows that emotion has to be suspended. You have to suspend emotion if you want to get result. So you remember what we are studying this week is system. What do you call it? The key to to solving every problem. System. So if you want to solve any problem or every problem, and you want to do it through system, one of the requirements is that you have to get emotions out of the way. Because if you don't get that emotion out of the way, you will not even be able to propose a system. You will not be able to find the algorithm and the formula to build a system. So since you want to build system, like him, he has a goal. So what is the goal? You want to, form a family in the future? Remove the emotions first. Put system in place to get you the result that you need. Then now you can think about other things. Because I told him, and I tell everybody else, I cannot imagine you marrying somebody and be telling her, okay, you'll be working for 50%. Maybe you'll be paying for the house rent, and me, I'll be working for another 50% to bring food. 50-50, so we'll divide 50-50. So why did you approach her? She was living without you now. So to now come and join you, marry you, and be looking for 50-50. But the girls, we tell them the opposite. You have to be self-sufficient. Don't even have to hope and rely on the men or marriage. Don't even think about marriage. That's what we tell our girls. Yes, get your goals, purpose met first. And if marriage will come, you are already on your feet. You don't need help from anybody. That's what we tell our girls. And I teach this also in my family series. If you go to family series on YouTube, that's what I teach. So my little girls, they know about this as well. They have to come to self-sufficiency, and any man that comes, they kick them out until they are, because they want to make you sufficient, dependent. Don't let anybody make you a slave. Because when you begin to depend on him because I'm pregnant, I cannot work, I'm doing this, you are not self-sufficient, you become a slave to somebody else. Anyway, system does not tolerate emotions. It doesn't tolerate it. So if you want to resolve any problem, get the emotions out of the way, then you'll be able to build the system. If you want to be able to attain any goal, get the emotions and the sentiments out of the way, then you'll be able to build a system with a clear mind. Because a lot of people also want to serve God, and they have their emotions go before them. So, for example, somebody will go and resign from his job. Why? Because I want to serve God. And then he ran to serve God for 2 months. He discovered that nobody is offering, is not coming, nothing. And he has resigned from his work. Nothing to feed his family with. We have a lot of those things in Africa. Even people withdraw from university and want to serve God. And then they discover that, okay, it's not as easy as that. Money is not coming. And then they have to, go back to square one. So emotions, when it comes to attaining goals, please don't put emotion there. Put system there. Because system is better than prayer, stronger than prayer. System is stronger than emotion. It's even stronger than your talent. It's even stronger than your anything. Systems is more predictable. So get the emotions out of the way. If you want to get your goals attained, though, get emotions out of the way and put system in place. Or if you want to resolve any problem, get your emotions out of the way. For example, I want to resolve Nigeria's problem now. And we want to do experiment new Nigeria, build a new Nigeria experiment. So somebody told me, don't go and do it in the north, because if Nigeria breaks, you will lose everything. I'll do it in the West because you are coming from the West. But when we calculate everything, the best place to start it is from the South-South. So we have to remove the emotion that I'm from the West or from the North. I've got to follow statistics, the information, the facts on the ground. But emotion seems to dictate much of what we do. So, for example, people will tell me, why do you support Buhari? I said, go and look at my speech. I sat down, I did 1 hour or 1 hour something, facts only, no emotions. I delivered the facts in an emotional way, but I have facts. But people who tell me they don't support, they just have emotions. Oh, they killed somebody there. Oh, the price is expensive. But give me the analytics. They don't have it. But that's going to be one of my biggest problems in Nigeria. Nigerians don't take their decisions based on empirical evidences. And facts don't mean anything to Nigerians. And if you can never come to civilization if you don't use those things. Because those are the parameter for truth. Empirical evidences and facts and figures. And those are things we don't respect. That's going to be one of my biggest challenges because our people are just emotional. You know, there's something they call jungle justice in Nigeria. Why do we have that? It's because of emotions. People don't want to have patience to go to police station because they know the police station might not perform, so they would rather kill somebody, a human being. And what surprises me is that Christians participate in those jungle justice, kill people. They will come out of church, somebody will steal their iPhone or something, and they will undress. Church, come out of church. They don't even think of God at that time because emotion is overwhelming them. So that's one big problem we will all face. Because if you want to help your parents and your family, like for example, my own relatives, but they used to all ask me questions. Not questions, money. All of you know what I'm talking about. They send money. Every month you are sending money to this. They all keep on coming back. So what I decided to do is to build a system. So I decided to build a system, and the system was this. I gave $20,000 to a friend of mine in Nigeria. I said, don't say it's my own, no. So I just told them, I have a friend who is a asset manager. So he has money, and he gives loan out, like microcredit. But the idea is that the guy would demand from my relatives their projects and their plans. So you've got to present to, I said he's a banker friend of mine, make you go out to talk to him, he will give you the money. But you have to, because he's a banker now, that's the way the bank system works. You've got to defend your project. You've got to be able to also pay back the percentage. So that's what we did. So this guy will beg them to write their plans. He will help them build it and tell them, you have to be paying back every month. We'll give you the money, but you have to be paying back every month this thing. And then we have to be controlling the execution of the plan. All my relatives disappeared. He said he doesn't want to help us. All of them went at first. After 2 or 3 months, they thought the thing would just give up. They just to test them in the beginning. But when the thing is not weakening, it's not giving up. It's not going. The thing is becoming tougher and tougher. All of them just began to drop on one by one. Some of them drop out without returning the money. And once you do that, then you know you cannot come back to me. Because I said, Mr. Bank Manager has said you took something, you are disgracing me. Sister! System must beat emotions. But those ones of them who are systematic, who they could have, built bigger business, bigger venture, and help their own children, but emotion is too much. Anyway, so the point I'm making, just one little point though. That system must be used instead of emotions. See how big it is. It's like a whole topic on its own. A whole book. How not to depend on emotions. And I don't know your own experience, but with my experience with Nigeria, with my country, Nigeria, emotion is everything. People will come to my page and say, why should you support Buhari? And begin to abuse me. You have this, you are this, you are that. I said, no, okay. Me, I'm not against that you don't support Buhari, but give me your points now. But they don't give points. You are bad. You are crazy. You are a traitor. You are a betrayer. You are a sellout. You are a killer. You have taken money. They have bribed you. I said, that's not argument now. Me, I've told you the reason why I support my own. Where's your own now? And more abuse will come. So people just emotional because they are angry at that point. So some of them that I reply to individually, then they say, oh, so you can reply? I say, yeah, but I want to hear now. If she say, oh, I was just paying that time. Sorry, I was just paying that time. I just didn't understand that why should the pastor like this support? But they had already called me names and all those guys. But they don't know. Okay, they say, okay, now they are killing everybody in Abuja. You didn't say anything yet, or in Kaduna. You didn't say anything yet. I said, you don't know what I'm doing. For you, it's that saying that matters. Maybe I'm doing something even more important than that, but you don't know, and you don't even want to know. I'm already bad because you didn't hear what I said. Emotion. Like, for example, there was a time when MMM went to Nigeria. Maybe you had, there was a company from Russia here called MMM. Yeah. So I had a solution. So I started writing articles. Maybe you people don't know. If you go to the internet, you will see. I wrote articles, over 100 pages of article, but different. Every day I was writing a new article. Every day a new article. Every day a new article to convince my people. If you see the way they just blast me out and say, he's paying us, he's working. Now nobody is saying anything. But I'm sure they are no more remembering even the things I want. Everybody just disappeared. You see, they don't understand systemic approach to matter. So for us, if you really want to use systems, get rid of emotion. Number 3 points.
Number 3, system beats proficiency.
Now, do you know, in this book, for example, it says a bad system will beat a good person anytime. That's the quotation that is written on top of this book. If there is a bad system like in Nigeria, and any system that's bad, even though there are good people there, any system, good or bad, will beat any good person. Even if it's a bad system, it will beat any good individual. You yourself alone, no matter how good you are, you cannot fight a system. Nobody can fight systems. Even if the system is corrupt and bad, since it's a system, it will. So when you talk about APC, PDP, they have system. But we have other guys who are younger and maybe might be better and good, but until they build a superior system, they can never win. And the problem we have in Nigeria is that all the corruption has been systematized. People have built system around corruption. So good people might be in the country, but you will not even notice them. Nobody can fight a tank with your hand, bare hand like this. Military tank. Because tank is a system now. Yeah, so system will beat, no matter how good you are. maybe as individual, maybe as a professional, maybe as a spiritual person, no matter how proficient you are, how good you are in anything. But if you don't package that into system, for example, somebody once was telling me, no, they are taking bribe in Nigeria now. I will not give bribe. No, to these policemen. I will not give bribe. I want to fight them. So I will not give I will not give the bribe. I said, that is not the way to resolve it. You might not give bribe, maybe you escape it. But they said everybody is collecting, because in the car they said everybody should collect so that, but if I don't give, they will kill me. I said, or they will do something bad to me. Or in school also, some people are collecting money to give to the teacher, then you are the only one who didn't give, and then I said, you cannot win. That is not fighting, that's not smart. If you really want to beat the system, take your time. Develop a system. Don't even say anything that you are against. Develop a system of maybe a mass movement, or a campaign, or a television program that will systematically address that issue, rather than you alone, 200 people are in the car, and they will kill you before you get out of there. You just keep your mouth shut. Because if by emotion you say, I'm a Christian, I'm born again. If I'm born again, you will meet God rather than So, but you cannot just be emotional and say, I'm born again, God will do miracle. I've seen armed robbers go into Christian homes, and they say, give the money, give this. You say, I'm born again. Go and meet your God today. You see, there are some times when it's out of order. It doesn't make sense for you to fight when you are not adequately prepared. You see, God told Jesus, the parents of Jesus, and said, take the child and run away from this town and go to Egypt. So how can Son of God be running from anybody? Because he doesn't have the capacity yet. Because the system, that Herod was not just the Herod though, he had army. He had population with him. He had the throne with him. He had Rome with him. You cannot fight a system, even if you are the Son of God. And sometimes even Jesus, not when he was just a child though, even when he was already a minister, Jesus would just escape. You can only confront a system, change a system with a superior system. That's why this my 10 years of staying in home here and building system for Nigeria. I'm not going to Nigeria like that. That I'm a good preacher. I got revelation. Or I got zeal. I got zeal, enthusiasm. Yes, anointing. No. And that's what people who are criticizing me don't know. They don't know that I'm much more complex and detailed than what they are thinking. I am building a superior system. Sorry, man.
You said it
many times. Yes, I'm building a superior system that will confront that system, something that they have never seen. So you don't just think, system will beat you. A bad system will beat a good person at any time. Any system will defeat your proficiency, your anointing, your prayer, your one person. Or so take your time, build a system, superior system. And I'm going to teach you before we leave this week, by the grace of God, how to build many systems, different kind of systems. So you will know how to build systems for anything. So you not just come and it's like fighting with knuckles, with bare fist. Yeah, bare knuckles with machine. So we'll begin, after this we'll begin to go down. Okay.
Last point, system is more powerful than anointing and prayer.
People will argue with that, but it's emotion they are using to argue. By the time you get to the facts and to the nitty-gritty of it, it is the truth. I used in the morning the example of hospitals. That one hospital that is well equipped, that has everything, is better than the most anointed person in the whole world. Benny Hinn himself, he was going, if not for hospital, he would have died. He was going to do bypass in the heart because anointing didn't help him, but hospital did. So if you have the most anointed person, that person doesn't even know if what he's praying about will work or will not work. So there is a proof that system, because that hospital is a system is better than anointing. Look at school system. Yes, my grandmother could read the Yoruba Bible without going to school, but that was a miracle. But you know what? As children, our own children, they became PhD holders because of school, not miracle. System will beat anointing and prayers also at any time. But my country right now, the challenge we are having is how to even get it to them to believe this. That let's go and spend more time discovering principles and discovering laws that are responsible for spheres of life, and let's learn to build systems and apps and startups rather than going to meeting every Sunday, every week, every this and that. But to tell that to Nigerians, you people are very kind to me in this hall. But if I would say this in Nigeria proper, it's going to be very hard for them to, it's going to be very violently opposed. But this is the truth, my people. This is the truth. And how we will convince Africa about this, I don't know. But we need to do it. I know what I'm planning to do, but all of you too need to do something about it. Okay, let's continue. No, I think we are just going to bypass all these complex systems. These are just examples of systems. But let's leave this one alone. It's a community